Gadget Girl, and this is a demo of my Smart Dynamics for Dawn, Diva, Sora, Alexis, quite a few figures there, well, characters, we should say. So I wanted to show you how this works. I've got Dawn preloaded in my scene, and I'm just going to deal with Diva and Sora, though neither of them are, well, you know what, let's dial in Diva. Okay, so we have Diva set at 1. So I'm just going to use 2 parts of the outfit for now. I'm going to add in the pants, and you'll notice they came in fitted to Diva. And in fact, if I scale her back out and I load the dress, the ow dye, that also comes in at the right size. And again, I can pose these guys. What I want to do is maybe kind of a teenager, but an anime one, so we'll dial in. Do I want all of Sora? Nah, not quite. We'll do part of both. So you'll notice, even though these are props, I'm in the prop library here, they've been following these morphs. They don't have every morph you can imagine. They only have a few for some characters. Um, so if you look here, you'll notice that Sora's partially dialed in, Diva's partially dialed in. And at the moment, if I go to the cloth room, I have no simulations. I do have a pose. I suppose I should show you that. So there we go on frame 30. I do have her posed. She's quite an action girl here. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how easy I have made it to now set up the cloth sim. So I've got the pants selected, and I'm going to double click this new cloth sim, which doesn't have an icon yet. And then I'm actually going to go and I'm going to double click on the dress, and I'm going to double click that again. And now if we go back into the cloth room, I have 2 different cloth sims. First, I've got the pants, and if you look here, if I go into collide against, you'll notice that Dawn is already set up in there. We can also look, head isn't set up, hand, these parts aren't. Now, up here, you'll see that chest and neck, that's because the pants do have straps that are invisible and part of a constrained group. And you'll also notice, let me find it. Hope that's not an annoying sound. There we go. But it hasn't done the dress, the ow dye, because that would be bad. Similarly, if I go to my second simulation for the ow dye that's set up, and I look in how it's been set up to collide against, you will notice that it actually doesn't have pelvis, right thigh, right shin. None of those are selected because those are all covered by the pants, but the pants are selected. Now, the one thing I do have to do is for this one especially, I need to go to simulation settings. Actually, I should do it for both. I do have to turn on cloth self collision, and in fact here, had that, it might as well turn it on there. And I actually don't even need to stay in the cloth room anymore. What I can do is I can just go to animation, recalculate dynamics, all cloth. It is going to go in order, and that's important. That's why we chose the pants first. And we will give it a minute here, and we will see what we get. Shouldn't take too long, but you'll notice the pants are doing a nice job of going into our flying kick pose I've set up here. Oh, as I was saying, order does matter because we want the dress, the ow dye, to collide against the pants. So if we had set up that first, the pants wouldn't be correctly simulated, so it would collide against the pants in a strange thing. And we will see, yes, it is doing the thing. I'll show you in a minute and we'll fix this. And this is why I have another script here, because that wonderful thing I was doing, so we may have to run the dress twice, where it's following the morphs on Dawn. Cloth simulation doesn't always like that, so I'll show you what we can do about that in a minute. And so you can actually see the dress here. It is colliding against the pants. The pants just aren't quite in the right place. And we're going to fix that. So I'll show you what we're going to do here in a moment. And in fact, the dress may jump in a second when this finishes, and I'll show you how we fix that. Almost there. Okay, So we're going to go back to so the dress didn't jump, but we're going to go back. We're going to select the pants again. And what's happened is it's sort of double applied these various morphs here. So what we're going to do is I have this fix morph script. So with the pants selected, I'm going to do that. Oh, I has a print that I forgot about there. And it has now fixed those. Those have readjusted. Fortunately, the dress doesn't know it needs to adjust around that. So we will have to manually rerun this one sim. I'm going to clear it out because sometimes it doesn't do the correct thing otherwise. And we will calculate that. We'll give this one a minute or two here. Oh, is it going to be silly again? Oh, we were so close. So close to perfection. It is a work in progress. We'll see where we end up here. I wonder if I should have run that script on the first scene. Actually, no, it looks like it's adjusting. Okay, so it is adjusting. It's just the pants don't look like they're correct. Okay. And again, what's happening is Poser gets confused about morphs and cloth sims, and it kind of applies them twice, but hey, there we go. That's looking pretty good. And we will do just a quick render just to see where we ended up. And that is not bad at all. And that was pretty easy and not much clicking. So, like I said, it's still a work in progress, but this is going to come with some pretty cool helper scripts to make things easier. Thank you. Bye.